Good morning from Champlain, New York. What's going on here? Bob Venn, you're not on Channel 5, you're on Channel 21, Hometown Cable. This smiling man to my right is Tom Messner. You see him every night, of course, on our, every night, twice, 3 times, all day long,
Two,
right, Tom?
3, 4, 5 times. Depends what's going on.
Hi, good morning. What are you doing in Champlain, by the way?
Doing a little visiting to the schools, and going to be talking to, I guess, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders today. And we're going to give them a little presentation on basically explaining when they watch the weather on TV, what is it they're watching. I mean, you hear kids say, yeah, I saw a map, there are green blobs on it. I see maps with white blobs on them. I see maps with numbers. A lot of the kids don't really know what the heck is going on, and I think a lot of them, quite frankly, don't give it much thought. So we're going to try to bring an awareness to them today and tell them what's going on when they watch the weather.
What's going on? I'm glad you said that. That's the name of this program. Tom, how long have you been visiting schools like this?
I've been visiting schools since I came to this area about 2.5 years ago and really got underway right away.
How often do you do this?
It depends. February, for some reason, seems to be a very busy month for me. I do, generally speaking, anywhere from 2 to 4 a week.
You do that many?
Yeah.
And in this whole viewing area?
Yeah, pretty much. Anywhere from upstate New York to almost anywhere in Vermont, because Channel 5 is on in nearly the entire state. The extreme southern counties we're not on. And so, yeah, some days I'll get in the old car and drive to Rutland. It makes for a long day, but it's fun.
Is this part of your job?
Well, by definition, no. No, this is something that I actually did on my own. I worked in Watertown before I came here, and while I was there, I would get the odd call from a teacher at a class saying, hey, how about coming and talking weather? So I'd go, and it was fun. I saw that the kids really enjoyed it, and I also saw that the kids were learning something, trying to make it a little fun, you know, let them come up, let them talk about the maps with me, you know, right at the television screen. We use a VCR showing maps and things like that. And the kids would light up. They said, hey, this is kind of neat. I watched this guy on TV, and now he's here, and now I think I'll watch him tonight. And the thing that really turned it over is I ran into a few parents who said, you know, you came to Johnny's school a year ago, and ever since that, he loves to watch the weather on TV. Well, I thought, gee, I mean, that's pretty neat. So when I came to Channel 5 here, what I did was I asked our promotion department if I could put a little thing on TV, a promotional announcement saying, hey, if you want me to come to your school, give me a call. Well, they called, and the rest is history, as they say.
Okay, we're going to follow Tom around. He's going to be starting in just a few minutes, so we're going to have to break this, and he's got a schedule to get back to Plattsburgh. But before we do, where were you? Tell us a little bit about Tom Messner. Where were you born, and what's your history up until you come to Plattsburgh?
Well, I was born in Rochester, New York, grew up in Rochester, went to college in Ohio, the College of Worcester, and got a degree actually in business economics there. And I was a DJ for a bunch of years. I was on the radio. I was the program director of a radio station in Rochester, and typical radio story, the radio station was sold to another company, and that company changed the top 40 format to country. And they asked me if I wanted to stay, but I thought, and I didn't. But soon thereafter, there was a local TV station in Rochester who said they were looking for a weekend weather guy. And what they did was they held open auditions. So I thought, this might be fun. So I auditioned and, don't you know, got the job. And realized soon thereafter that I had no idea what I was talking about. Yeah, it was fun to be on TV, but it sure would be nice to have a clue, you know. So I actually went back to college for meteorology. Worked in Rochester for about half a year, went to Watertown for about 2.5 years, and then came here.
Came here in about 1990?
1990, summer of, yeah.
Okay, we're going to cut this short. I see Lisa, our principal's in the hall, and she's ready to bring Tom up to see, I guess, the 1st and 2nd graders. And Tom, we'll be talking with you as you move around.
Oh,
here.
You will?
Oh, yeah,
okay.
we're real busy. Thanks very much for being with us. Thanks. Tom Messner, Channel 5 News, and his smile. Smile once more, Tom. There's the famous smile on Channel 5. Bob Venn here with Calvin Castine on the camera. We'll be right back.
No. Really? Yeah. Where? TV. Look at behind him. It's Bob. What's his name? I need somebody to raise their hand. Hey, Bob Venn.
Hi.
Tyler, nice and quiet. Who's the Tom Messenger?
Very close. That's very close. Yeah, that's mine. You guys watch Channel 5?
Yeah.
Oh, right. You watch the news on Channel 5?
Yeah.
What do I do at Channel 5?
The
Weather, that's right. Nice day today?
I remember the one where you said you were scared of socks.
Scared of what?
Socks.
talking about the shots over in Burlington. Yeah, and it's true. You guys like getting shots?
No!
So it's not just me, it's you too, right?
I like it. Yes, so do I. I know.
Well, I guess we're going to visit some other classes. We just stopped by to say hi, so have a good day, okay?
Thanks for coming.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye. Hi, Dad.
Was the coat out?
Wow. I'm not even going to take this.
As you can see, there's a high recognition factor when Mr. Messner shows up, but we're finding that we're kind of being distracted, so we're going to let him wander the classrooms without us. We'll pick him up very shortly.
No. So I will delay you, and I will have to come out into the program. Tom?
That's it? Wow, how you guys doing? Good. And who here watches Channel 5? Good answer. I need to find out who's here. What do we got? Who's in 3rd grade? 4th grade? 5th grade?
They're all in nice little order.
Gee, you're 6th grade. What grade is the best? Apparently they're all pretty good. What I want to do today is, you guys ever been on TV, by the way? Yeah. This is old news to you guys, man. I'm kind of nervous being on TV, so bear with me. When I was your age, I grew up in Rochester, New York, and I used to watch the weather on TV. My parents would be watching the news, and the weather would come on. And I'd be sitting there watching, and on would come a map, and on the map were a bunch of green blobs. I had no idea what they were, and I'm not sure I even cared at the time. Then a map would come out with a bunch of white blobs. And then there were maps with lines on them, red lines, and blue lines, and H's and L's, and I thought, you know, that looks kind of complicated. I don't think I'm going to worry about it. Do you feel that way a little bit? No. Do you know what it all means? Yeah. Who knows what it means? Yeah. Good enough. All right. Have a good day. Thanks. Oh, well, some of you don't. What I want to do today is I'm going to show you some videotapes of the weather maps that I use on TV. And I'm going to explain to you what they mean. It's easy. It's simple. It's no problem. And I bet you tonight, or tomorrow, or the next day, if you watch the weather on Channel 5, you'll be able to look at the weather map and say, not only do I know what that means, I bet you I could pretty much tell you what the weather's going to be the next day, just by looking at the weather maps. What do you think? Can we do it? We can do it. It's easy. And I'll show you how. Okay, who's been studying weather? Okay, we have some. Well, let's back up here for a minute and find out a couple of things. Who can tell me a type of precipitation? What do you think?
Rain.
Good. What else?
Snow.
Rain, snow. What else?
Sleep.
Sleet. What else?
Sunshine.
Not quite. Sun's a little bit different. Just falling out of the sky. What do you think?
Rain.
We have that one. Rain, sleet, snow. What do you think? Drizzle is a good one, but that's actually rain. But that's okay. What else?
Hail.
Hail! All right. What else? Do you know? Fog is a good try. Fog's a little bit different, too. You know what fog is? Fog is a cloud sitting on the ground, right? What's it? Get in the sky. What are you doing here? What do we got here? Rain, sleet, hail, snow. I think one more. In fact, I seem to have seen a lot of this year. What do you think?
Hailstones.
Well, hailstones. Same thing. We have that. How about freezing rain? Have you seen some freezing rain or what? You ever ride your bike in freezing rain? You ride your car in freezing rain? You know what freezing rain is? I think this is kind of interesting. Usually, when you go up in the sky, if you go to the mountains and you go to the top of the mountain, it's usually warmer or colder up there. Cold! Yeah, it's almost always colder up there. But once in a while, there's an occasion where when you go into the sky, it's warmer. Let's say it's one of those days, okay? And, well, what temperature does water freeze? What is it?
0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Exactly. So we'll talk Fahrenheit. That's what we do here in the United States, although it's Celsius in Canada, right? But at 32 degrees, it freezes. Let's say you go up to the top of the mountain, or you go up in the sky at 40 degrees. But here on the ground, it's 30 degrees. If it's raining, what's going to happen when that rain hits the ground?
Freeze.
Boom, freezing rain. And that's what freezing rain is. Is that cool or what?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. All right, we have rain, we have sleet, we have hail, we have snow, we have freezing rain, type of precipitation. If we're going to do a little weather forecasting, I think we're going to need some weather instruments. And maybe you have some here at the school, I don't know. What do you think we need? Basic stuff. What do you think?
Anemometer
Oh, wow. Starting out hard. What's the anemometer do? That's good.
measures wind speed.
Beautiful. Wow. I'm impressed. You ever see the top of a building? Three little cup things whipping around in a circle? That's the anemometer. Tells you how fast the wind's going. That's great. What else do we need? What do you think? Barometer. What's that do? Not quite. What tells you the temperature? So we need a thermometer, but what's the barometer do? Who knows? Do you know what it does? A hydrometer. Hold that thought, because you're right. I need to know what the barometer does.
Well, it measures barometric pressure or air pressure.
Okay, that's good. If you remember anything from today, try to remember what the barometer does. The barometer measures the air pressure. I'm going to show you why that's so important. What do we got here? We've got a thermometer, we've got an anemometer, we've got a barometer, and I heard a hygrometer?
Yeah, and it measures humidity.
Yes, it does. It measures the relative humidity. That's great. Now, I can think of one more thing we're really going to need here. We have the wind speed, but what do you think?
A gauge.
A rain gauge?
Yeah.
Rain gauge is good. What does that do?
It like measures the water when it rains.
Exactly. Tells you how much fell, right? That's good. What is it? What? Yeah.
A wind vane.
Thank you. A wind vane, weather vane, whatever. What does that do?
It like tells us which way the wind is blowing.
Yeah. You seen a weather vane before? Yeah. Kind of swaying around on a barn or something? Okay. Now, let's let that lecture for a second. This is really important. Barometer. What's it do?
Air pressure.
Measures the air pressure. Okay. If you're looking at a weather map, man, it's tough. This could be the cleanest chalkboard I've ever seen. So let's mess it up. All right, you're looking at a weather map, okay? On the weather map, there's a big H on it. What do you suppose that H means? What do you think that means? What's that? High pressure. Okay, it means high pressure, right? Sound familiar? You know you have high pressure from the barometer, right? Huh? If you have high pressure, the weather is going to be good. When did you guys learn how to read? Let me tell you what I mean by good. When you have high pressure, it can be the middle of winter. Today's a great example of what high pressure is all about. Lots of sunshine. High pressure usually means not many clouds, cloud-free day, which means it's going to be sunny, right, in the day. Who here likes snow? Who here likes when you have snow days? Well, I know that if you really like snow a lot, you might think, well, now wait a minute. When we have snow, that's good. But for the purposes of what we're talking about, we're going to say high pressure, good weather, sunny. Is that okay?
Yep.
Good enough for you? Okay. So, high pressure, the weather is?
Good.
Well, what do you suppose the big L is going to be? What do you think? That's going to be low pressure. If you have low pressure, the weather is? Low pressure. You got your rain, you got your sleet, you got your hail, you got your snow, you got a lousy day. Got it? Snow. A lot of snow. Is that high or low pressure? That's low pressure, okay? Now, you know if you have high or low pressure by looking at your barometer because it measures the air pressure. Who here has seen a barometer before? Okay, good, good. Some people have it hanging on their wall at home. I have one at home. Of course I would. Let's say I look at my barometer one day, okay? And I want to find out what the weather's going to do. And that's one thing the barometer does. The one instrument that'll help more than anything to tell you what the weather's going to do is the barometer. Okay? So let's say we look at the barometer one day, and it tells us we have 29.92 inches of mercury. That's about an average air pressure for Champlain. Okay? The next day, we look at the barometer, and it tells us we have 30.50. Okay? Now, is this number bigger or smaller than this number? It's bigger. So is that higher or lower pressure? Higher. So we're getting better or getting worse? Better. Is that easy or what? Yeah. And that's how you use the barometer. Usually, almost always, if the barometer's going up, the weather's getting better. The barometer's going down, the weather's getting worse. So here we are with a barometer telling us we have 30.50 inches of mercury, okay? Well, we look at the same barometer 2 days later, okay? And it tells us that we have 28. No. Bigger or smaller? Higher or lower? Weather getting better or getting worse? All right. Now, we're looking at a weather map, and has anybody here ever seen me draw before? No. Okay, good. You're not gonna laugh at me. Let's see what happens. Wait a minute, I just started. Look at Tell me what this is, and it's not a cow. And it's not a goldfish. What is it? Yes! It's the United States! Well, just pretend it doesn't look that stupid, okay? By the way, New England has a tumor. What are you going to do? Let's say that, well, we live right about here. I mean, does it really matter? Well, let me just show you a couple of things, and I'm going to show you some videotapes of weather maps that I use. You're looking at a weather map and you see a blue line, okay? And it has little triangles on it. Who knows what kind of front that would be? What do you think that would be? A cold front. Now, who's here has heard of a cold front? Okay. What a cold front is, it simply means that behind it, where you see the blue line, there's colder air. So what do you suppose happens is if a cold front goes through Champlain? Does the temperature go up or go down? Down! It gets colder! Right? Okay, so a cold front goes through, it gets colder. Got that? Yeah! Are you sure? Yeah! Okay. Let's say you see a red line with little semicircles on it. What do you suppose that is? What's that? A warm front. So a warm front goes through Champlain. What do you suppose happens to the temperature? It gets warmer. Right? Now, I want to tell you about a couple of computers we have over Channel 5. You guys working on computers at all? Yeah! Cool. then later in life, when you grow up and you have a job and stuff like that, you're probably going to be using a computer. So computers are good things to get into. One of my computers is the computer that I draw the weather maps on, the ones with the H, with the L, with the warm fronts, with the cold fronts. Okay? Yeah, we actually draw those. As a matter of fact, we just got a new system that I can draw it on. So actually the weather maps I'm going to show you today are our old ones. I haven't even had, this thing is so new, I haven't had a chance to put the new ones on here. But if you watch on TV, you'll see that there's a difference in what they look like. Anyway, so that's one of the computers. The other computer is a computer that collects weather information or weather data from places all over the country. Because there are reporting stations, weather stations all over the country, and what they do at these places is every hour they check their thermometer, their barometer, their anemometer, their weather vane, and their hygrometer, and they get all the information once an hour, and they sit down at their computer and they type it in. And this is pretty cool because what I can do with my computer is I can then sit down at it and call up information from anywhere I want to in the country. For instance, my parents right now are down in Florida. Must be nice, huh? So what I can do, I'm sitting here, it's freezing cold, sometimes it's snowing, but I can call up the information down in Florida and find out what the weather is there. So I might call up, type in the information I have to do to get the weather information from them. I type it in and it comes up and it might say, it's raining. To which I say, yes! They're getting wet! Anyway, that's not very nice. But anyway, I can do that. If you have relatives anywhere in the country, it could be in Wisconsin, it could be in California, it could be in Florida, it could be in Texas, and I gather all this information up, and I really use this a lot, and here's why. Let's say I call it my radar, okay? The radar is the one with green blobs on it. And the way the radar works, and I'll show you what it looks like on the videotape in a minute. The way the radar works, it's just like a radar at an airport that tries to find airplanes. Have you seen that before? Yeah. There's actually a beam of light that goes out and it just goes around in a circle. And if it sees rain or sleet or snow or hail, it gives you a green blob. Well, let's say I call up the radar one day and there's a big green blob over here. Okay? We live here, blob. Us, blob. Blob, 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 blob. You with me here? Well, if I'm going to make a forecast, I need to know where this blob goes. Make sense? Yes. So what I might do, and what I do, I sit down on my computer, and I'll call up a city that I know is under the blob. Because I want to find out what the wind is doing. Why do you suppose? What do you think? Well, I would probably know if it's a hurricane before then. What do you think I'm talking about?
You probably want to know where the wind is going and know where the blob would go.
Exactly. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Want to know where the wind is going, so we know where the blob is going. So let's say I call up, I don't know, Cleveland, Ohio is under here. So I call up Cleveland with my computer because there's some guy in Cleveland, some guy or girl, that has put information in there. So I call up Cleveland, the first thing it says is it's raining. Well, I say, well, duh, there's a blob there. I do that. But what I want to know is what is the wind doing? Let's say I call Cleveland and find out the wind is from the west. What do you suppose our forecast is going to be? What do you think? I think it's going to rain too, because the blob's coming this way, right? Does that make sense? What else do you think I need to know about the wind? What do you think? Yeah?
I need to know if it's northeast or westeast or...
Well, yeah, I do want to know the wind direction, but anything else about the wind you need to know? Yeah! Because if we called up and found out, could be going 40 miles an hour, could be going 20 miles an hour, which one's going to get in here first?
40.
Yeah, twice as fast as 20, right? So this is the kind of stuff we do to try and do weather forecasts, to find out what's going to happen right here. You got it? Yeah! Make sure? Yeah! Let me show you some videotapes here. Has anybody here ever put a video videotape in, who here has a VCR at home? Okay, looks like most of you. You ever put a videotape in and got it stuck? Well, not only did I get one tape stuck in a machine, I got two stuck in a machine. So when we go through the tapes, you're going to see some of them kind of crunchy and look like they're kind of got eaten. They didn't. So bear with me a minute. I had to have the engineer at the station tear the whole VCR machine apart to get it out. It's sort of funny, actually. Okay. This is a weather map. What are we looking at here? What state is this? Okay. This is New York. It's cut off a little bit, right? It comes over here and down here too. What state is this? What state is this? What's that? What's that? What's here? Oh, what? Alaska, North Pole, whatever. What we're looking at here is a map of the areas that watch Channel 5. And I like to start with this map, and if you watch tonight, you'll notice that we have a new map that has the mountains on it. It's real pretty and it's nice. But this is the one, it's similar to this one. And I like to start with this map because what I do is I just give you kind of an overview of what's happening in our viewing area. Now, the numbers on here, what do you suppose they are? Yeah, they're the temperatures. Where do you suppose I got these temperatures from? What do you think? From the computer I was telling you about, right? So what I did was I sat down at my computer and said, what is the official temperature in Plattsburgh? 18. And I could put it on my maps with my other computer. What's the temperature in Burlington? 18. What's the temperature in Glens Falls? 24. What's the temperature in Conklin? What's the temperature? Now, I noticed by looking at this map, stop! Good as new. I noticed by looking at this map that up here in Canada, 10 degrees, Montreal. But down here in Glens Falls and in Rutland, 2024, it seems to be colder up here than down here. Why is that? Why is it? You're right, further north it's colder, but why? Not really. Why do you think? So the further north is colder because why? Further away from the equator, right? Yeah, excellent. Closer to the equator, the warmer it is, right? In Florida, it's hot. In Texas, it's hot. California, Southern California, it's hot. But it's cold up here. We're further away, exactly. Okay, you got this? No. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what I have to do to project this. Who here knows what the satellite does for us as far as forecasting weather? Do you know? Okay, good. What it's doing, it doesn't necessarily tell you where it's raining, it does tell you where the clouds are. Because what it does is it takes pictures of the clouds, right? There's a satellite floating around up in space. It's like 22,000 miles way up there. And on this thing is a camera. I don't think it's like the cameras we use. It's not like a camera. But what it does is this camera is able to take pictures of clouds over, what's this? Yeah, what's this in that one? It looks just like this, right? No. I forgot a whole bunch. Look at this, it looks like California fell in the ocean. This camera up there takes pictures of the clouds. Okay, so we're looking at clouds over the United States. Now, this is the thing to remember when you're looking at a satellite, and this might sound backwards to you, because it seemed backwards to me. On a day where it's raining or snowing, it's usually, I mean, it's cloudy, obviously, if it's raining or snowing, and it's usually kind of gray, drab, dreary. It's a lousy day, right? From the satellite, okay, when you're looking at a satellite shot, the whiter the clouds are, the better the chance that there's rain, sleet, hail, snow. And again, it sounds kind of backwards because you would think, now wait a minute, if it's a decent day, the clouds are kind of white, puffy, and not bad. But if you're in space and you're looking down from space, the whiter the clouds are, the better the chance for precipitation. Why is that? Well, on a day where there's a pretty big storm, clouds grow into the sky very high. They grow vertically into the sky. If clouds grow really high into the sky, if you're looking from space, they look white. So the thing to remember again, the whiter the clouds, the better the chance for rain, sleet, hail, snow. Now, this picture was taken in summertime. Okay, so there was no snow in the United States. Anywhere there's precipitation, it's raining. Okay? Now, keeping that in mind, the whiter the clouds, the better the chance for rain in this case. Who thinks they can show me where it was raining? Because we can check this. Who thinks they know? You want to come up and give it a shot? Come up, show us. Yeah, come on up. Just point to where you think it's raining. So you think right here? Okay, what do you think? Think he's right? Yeah! Did we miss anywhere? Yeah! You think so? Do you want to try? Come on down. The wider the clouds. Okay? Oh, right here. What do you think? Yeah! Did we miss anything? Yeah! Can you make it down? Now the next map I have is called the blob, so we're going to check and see how we did here. Ah, up here. What do you think? Yeah! Did we miss anything? Yeah! Ah, thanks. So what do we have? Here, here, here. And did we miss anything? Yeah! Oh, we're up in Canada here, huh? Okay, thanks. You want to try one more? Okay. Up here, too. Okay. So we got here, 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 here. Do we miss anything, do you think? Yeah. You want to try one more? Give it a go. We'll see if we missed anything. Okay, so I think we have most of them covered. How about here? Who was going to say there? Okay. Now, let me just back up for a minute and talk about radar for a second. I told you it's a beam of light going around in a circle, right? All the radars we use in the United States are in the United States. And the reason I tell you that is this one right here, it was raining. But the closest radar would be way up here in Arizona, or maybe in Southern California, and it's so far away that it wouldn't work. Because of course, the Earth is curved, right? Who knew that? I hope you did. If the Earth was flat, radar would work great. But because the Earth is curved, if you have a radar here, it's going to shoot like this, and if you're here, the radar it's going to be way above your head. It's not going to work. Does that make sense to you? So because from here to here is so many thousands of miles away, the radar will be shooting into space, and that's why it's not going to see anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the blob map now, and we'll see how we did. Okay? Are you with me here? Okay. Here come the blobs. How'd we do? Pretty good? Now, remember I was telling you that all our radars are in the United States. It was raining up here in Canada too, but again, it just can't shoot that far. Radar shoot a couple hundred miles, which on a map like this is not very far. But you know what? We got some rain here, huh? When you're looking at a radar map, here's how you read it. The lighter the green, and again, this was in the summer, so there's no snow or anything, but the lighter the green, the lighter the rain. Green getting a little darker here? Rain's getting a little heavier then. Down here where it's yellow? Well, no, it is something. In fact, we're talking storms down there. When you see the yellow, you've got probably some pretty good thunderstorms going. And if you look very carefully in the yellow, there's some red. Heavy-duty storms! Hail and lightning and lots of rain! That's all like a bird or what? So the green, light precipitation, red is heavy precipitation. Yeah.
Is that a hurricane?
That's a good question. No, it's not. This is not a hurricane, although hurricanes kind of look like that. This wasn't a hurricane. Okay? Let's talk about this for a couple of minutes, and I'll tell you what, when I'm done, I'll take questions about anything you want, okay? What do you suppose, by looking at this map, what do you suppose the weather in Champlain was? So things they know by looking at the map. What do you think? Do you think it was raining when this picture was taken? It wasn't, because if it was, it'd be a cloud, right? It's only raining when there's a cloud. But do you see anything over Champlain here? It might be kind of hard to see. What's it look like? What do you think? It looks pretty good, but does it look cloudy? Yeah. It might be kind of hard to see, but if you look real carefully, there are some clouds there. Where you see the gray clouds, it's just kind of a cloudy day, but it's not raining. Here, I think we thought it might have been raining here. What's the weather here under my finger in Nebraska? What do you think? Cloud, is it raining? You're right. Is it raining? If it was raining, there'd be a cloud. That's right. What's the weather in California? What do you think? There's no weather? Wow, that's weird. Oh. How do you know it's windy? Are there clouds there? So if there's no clouds there and it's daytime, what do you think it's doing? Yeah, sunny. In other words, if we look at the radar or the satellite shot of the northeast or of Champlain today, we're going to see clouds? No, because it's sunny, right? If there were clouds, it wouldn't be sunny, right? If we looked at the radar, would there be a blob over Champlain? Because if there was a blob, it'd be snowing when it's this cold, right? So we got a blob-free day going here. Wow. Okay. Now, these are the maps that are kind of cool looking with the H's and the L's. By the way, H is what kind of weather? So high pressure is what now? And low pressure? All right. This is the one we call the surface map. And this is the one that has all the cool little colors on it and everything. This is what? That's the weather here. What's this here? That's low pressure, and that's bad, right? And we know if we have high or low pressure because of our barometer, right? Now, we talked about what kind of front this is. Do you remember? When the blue one is the cold front, the cold front goes through, it gets cold. This is what now? Warm front. And a warm front goes through, temperature goes? Okay. Now, when you're looking at a weather map, you can pretty much bet, because our weather almost always comes from the west and moves to the east. Okay? Our weather almost always moves this way. Now, if you know that, and now you do, hey, how exciting. You can pretty much figure that anything on the weather map is going to move that way. Now, if you look very carefully here, we live right about where my finger is, and again, I'm sure that's kind of hard for you to see. But here's a cold front. You know the weather's moving that way. And the cold front's coming, it's not here yet. What do you suppose happened to the temperature the next day? What do you think? It went down because the cold front went through and the temperature got colder. Does that make sense? Yeah. Pretty simple. What do you suppose would happen if a warm front went through? Temperature would go up. That's exactly right. Now, keeping that stuff in mind. High pressure's what? Low pressure's what? What do we have today? High pressure or low pressure? When we got the storm last week, high or low pressure? When it rains in the summer, high or low pressure? Okay. Now, this is the last tape. I'm going to ask you a question about this, and it's easy. Too bad all tests weren't that easy, huh? Here's the scoop. Our weather comes from here, moves to here, right? Anything on this weather map moves that way, which is usually the case, right? By knowing what all the symbols on the weather map mean, your H's, your L's, your fronts, what I'm interested in finding out, what happened to the temperature in Champlain? Okay, now think about this for a second. Everything moved this way. Don't worry about rain, sleet, hail, snow, I don't care. I just want to know what you think happened to the temperature. Who thinks they know? All you need to do is know what the symbols on the weather map means, and that's easy as that. Is that it? Nobody else knows? It's not too bad. Do you want to give it a try? What do you think happened to the temperature? Yeah.
It went down.
It went down. Now, why do you think that?
Because there's clouds.
Well,
The warm front.
okay, you think the temperature went down, right? Who thinks the temperature went down? Okay. The temperature, it did go down somewhere along the way, but I think something else happened. Uh-oh, did I get a hint? Do you want to give it a shot? What do you think? It got, how come? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you one more hint. Can I give you a hint or no?
No.
Do you know without a hint? What do you think happened? Okay, so what do you think happened? So it got warmer. Who thinks it got warmer? Now who thinks it got warmer? Who thinks it got colder? Two things happened here. Tell me what happened. Do you know? Yeah. Well, what's this right here? That's a warm front. A warm front came through Champlain. The temperature went up. But what is this behind it? What happens when a cold front goes through? So what happened was everything moved this way. Warm front went through, temperature went up. Then the cold front went through and the temperature went down. Does that make sense? What's this right here? I know it's an H. What's the E? Okay. So how's the weather there? What's this? I know it's an F. How's the weather there? there will be more clouds around, maybe a little light snow. We might not even see any snow. But what would you think if I know that clouds are coming? Do you think the barometer is going up or going down? It's going down because the weather's going to get, it's going to get worse. It's going to be kind of bad. It's not going to be terrible, but it's not going to be good. Because high pressure is what?
Good.
And low pressure is what? See, now you know everything, okay? Good enough? Did you guys want to ask some questions before I take off? Yeah. Hang on, guys, please. I can't hear you.
Why do most barometers use unstable chemicals like mercury?
I don't know. Well, there are a whole bunch of different kinds of barometers. I don't think you see barometers with mercury that often anymore. Yeah, they're out there. But I think for the most part, they've gotten away from using that. A lot of barometers are digital now, where you just look at it as a number. You don't even read it in a tube. So I think that in the old days, they used it with mercury all the time, but they've gotten away from that a little bit. So I think you do see it.
Why did they use it back then?
Why did they use it back then?
Instead of something stable like water.
Well, water would freeze. If the barometer was in a place where it was too cold, mercury won't freeze. So that had a lot to do with it. I think they found out that mercury worked, you know, for what they needed to do.
Maybe the way that it goes through it solid after it's been treated with essentially treated with the sun, maybe it's more reactive.
Well, I think that's got a lot to do with it. But and then they tried to come up with chemicals that would do the similar things, but wouldn't be, you know, dangerous to have around. Anybody else? Wow, you let me off easy. That's great. Okay, well look. You want to answer? Oh, I agree. Maybe we could do that. I never think of this for
I think these boys and girls have something they want to say.
We'll take care of you guys for that. Yeah. What do you got here? Oh, man. I suppose I need to hold this up on TV or something. Huh?
Yeah!
Well, thank you very much. Oh, thanks a lot. What do you think? Pretty nice? So what do you think? You suppose I should say hi to TV now?
Yeah!
If I do that, are you going to watch tonight? Okay, well, we'll take care of you at 6 o'clock tonight, okay? Thank you very much. That's great.
Well, I hope everybody out there enjoyed that show as much as the children were enjoying it here at school, and the principal here, Lisa Durkin. Lisa, some time ago I was talking with Calvin. We heard that Tom goes out to schools, and I said maybe we should get Tom. We could do a little longer interview with him and so forth, and I remembered mentioning it to you, and your answer was you had him, right?
That's right. As a teacher in Malone, I had contacted Tom to come and do a program, and it was enjoyed by the students, so I thought it would be a nice opportunity to have him come here as well.
Right, so we haven't had enough time, as much as we would have liked to have talked to him. He's a very busy person, and you're due back in the station between 3 o'clock, 3:15,
I like
something
to
like
get there
that.
by 3 if I can, yeah.
Well, tell us your schedule, Tom. What do you, I thought you only worked at 6 and 11. That's not true?
Well, my favorite thing is you're on the air for 4 minutes a day.
Yeah.
You must not do anything. It's the funniest thing. I have the the opportunity to be able to change my schedule around, which I think works out nice for everybody. Of course, you know, you and I have worked together a few times. So I can do things like go out and maybe visit a school, say 10 or 11 in the morning, or in this case it was 1 in the afternoon. I'll go to work, get ready for the 6 o'clock news. After the 6 o'clock news, sometimes I'll go home and, you know, get a few errands done, maybe do the laundry, eat dinner or whatever, and go back at 11, where, you know, when you're talking about an Aaron Clark or Blaine doing sports, they really need to be there doing their thing 8 or 9 hours right in a row. And that's one thing I really like about my job. I like the flexibility of being able to go out and do, you know, what I want to do when I need to do it. So it works out great. I like it that way.
Well, for instance, have you been to the office today yet?
I have been there, yeah.
You have been.
And the reason I've been there is because I do forecasts for 4 radio stations. So I'll stop in, do the radio stations, take a look at what's going on, because when I go to the schools, they always want to know what the weather's going to be. So I kind of take a look at what the forecast is going to be.
You better be prepared for that,
betcha.
right?
You got to do my homework, then go do the school, then go back. It's a crazy schedule. There's no question about it, but it fits my lifestyle.
Right.
Crazy.
Tom, you have these spot announcements, what's going to happen in the community and so forth. Are those taped?
Yeah, they are on tape. In fact, I have some more ammunition.
Okay, yeah, here, Choose Catholic School. Oh,
Thank you, by the way. I really appreciate this. This is great. Got this
How
from
did
St.
you
Mary's
How
today.
did you happen to get into sweatshirts?
Well, what happened was when we decided to do that Channel 5 Today calendar thing, they used to do it without somebody on the air, and I asked if I could do it on the air. I said, you know, it's TV, let's get a person up there. And I realized I didn't really have anything to wear, so I went to Plattsburgh State's bookstore and bought a Plattsburgh State shirt. So I threw it on, and within, I don't know, a week, maybe 2 weeks, I got a couple of shirts in the mail from some other colleges. We heard from Canton College, and we heard from some schools, Green Mountain College in Vermont, and it just snowballed. And then as far as the school thing was concerned, that was almost a different deal, where one school one day said, hey, we have a T-shirt, much like today, a sweatshirt, and said, hey, what would you think about throwing this on the air? I said, sure, because I had been saying hi to schools, and I put one on, and that was it. It just snowballed like crazy, and now I have tons of them. And it works out great, because I'll wear the ones I get from the schools on Channel 5 Today's calendar, so it's a lot of fun.
Well, how many would you say you have? How many?
Oh, boy. I would say probably 75 to 100.
Where do you keep that many? Where do you keep that many?
I've asked them to build an extension onto the building, you know, so I could have a huge walk-in closet, and they said no. So,
You live in Plattsburgh?
yeah, I do.
Yeah. Are you a family man?
Well, I'm a family guy, and hopefully the family will grow someday.
Uh-huh.
But I do a lot of traveling, so it's funny because people sometimes do ask, where do you live? Do you live in Vermont? Because I'm in Burlington so much. You know, I'm in Champlain, I'm in Rouse's Point, I'm all over the place, so I'm not home often, that's for sure.
Okay. Now, you mentioned he was a DJ. You weren't there originally, Lisa, but he said you were a DJ in
That's right.
Ohio?
I was a DJ in Ohio and also in New York State over in Rochester.
All right. And then you got into weather because you auditioned for
That's
it.
right.
What gave you that? What made you think you could forecast the weather?
Nothing. That's a good question. I knew I didn't know how to forecast it, but they weren't looking for a meteorologist per se. They wanted a kind of a personality kind of guy. And I had some name recognition in the city because I had been on the radio, so I think that's kind of the angle they took. But I realized after I tried it that I didn't know what I was talking about, and I said, boy, if I'm gonna do this racket, I better go learn. So I went back to college, and that's what happened.
I kind of think that someone like you is a mistake on a radio, because that smile it's just infectious, and you'd want to have that. But by the way, talking about radio, we just read in the paper that Gordy Little was going to be off the radio for a few days. He's going to have an operation.
Oh, is that right?
And we hope that everything has worked out well with you, Gordy, and that you're back on the job. He's never had a day of sick leave since he's been at Wiry. Never has had a day, and now he'll be off for 10 or 11 days, they said. And I hope he gets back in your real soon. We'll miss your voice on radio.
Yeah.
And all right, a couple more things. You go in at 3:30, 3 o'clock today. Then what happened? Tell us what happened.
Well, by then it's time to really get going. I'll sit down with what are called forecast models, go over a lot of alphanumeric data, and try to come up with a forecast, do the forecast, and then I have to draw all the weather maps that you see on TV. They all are generated right there at the station. We have brand new equipment, very expensive, state-of-the-art stuff. It's wonderful. Brand new maps we have, and there's a lot of time that goes into making these maps with the H's, with the L's, the cold fronts, the warm fronts, and yeah, they don't just appear; they have to be drawn. So it's I'm pretty well busy from 3 o'clock right till 6 when I go on.
And then after from 6 to 11,
6 to 11, like I said before, I usually take a break.
11's live also.
Oh yeah, that's live.
All right.
And so I'll take a break in between. Sometimes the Channel 5 Today calendar we do between 6 and 11 one day a week. Sometimes I'm doing promotional announcements for, whatever. Maybe it's Share with a Hungry Neighbor. Maybe it's the United Way of Chittenden County I'm busy with in Vermont. So there's always something. Always something.
Lisa, we have to blame Tom for some of this snow, obviously. We've got you want credit when it's good weather, right?
It doesn't matter what I want.
You're going to get it anyway. Are we going to get any more snow this year?
I think we're going to get some more snow. I don't think we're going to see another storm, but I wouldn't necessarily bet against it. You never know. This has been some year.
For our benefit out here, would you stop smiling when you're telling us there's more snow coming?
No.
You won't. Because Lisa has to drive here from the Ellenburg area, and you don't need that snow, do you?
No.
Well, it's interesting because for every 1 or 2 people who are complaining about it, there are 1 or 2 people who are very happy about it.
Oh, yes. But they're in Vermont. Let it snow in Vermont.
Well,
let
they're
it
down
snow
in
on the
Lake
mountain.
Placid, too.
You let it snow up on the mountain. All right.
Well, that would be, if we could do that, that would be great.
All right. How far ahead are you booked for your schools like this?
Well, usually it comes down to about, anywhere from a month or 2. I try not to book much further than that because I just never know if something's going to come up. So if I'm getting too many, say for the upcoming month or 2, I say, please call back in about a month. That way I don't get too far ahead of myself. Because I find when I get too far ahead, all of a sudden things pop up. The station might do a promotion I didn't know about. They might need me that day. So usually 2 months. Right. And then I won't book too far beyond that.
Now, you do more than just schools. You also get out and other raising funds. I think I just heard last night you were at Sun Foods, was it?
Yeah, that's right.
Sun Foods. What was that type of thing?
That's a program we call Share with a Hungry Neighbor. And what it is we got together with some 6 radio stations in the area and did these live radio remotes. And you say on the radio, hey, come on down, we're at Sun Foods. And the idea is that people buy an extra item or 2, non-perishable item, throw it, the food item in the bin, and then it's distributed throughout the local community where we are. And I tell you, it's been a great program. It's a lot of awareness through television and radio, and it's been great.
Right. Lisa, do you get many people like this in to talk to the children, the students, live like this?
We have had a couple. Recently we had one from New York State Power Authority that came and did a program for the 4th grade students because it pertains to their curriculum. So we have a couple in.
I imagine that they'll be talking about Tom in this program for the next couple of 3 days, right?
I'm sure.
And out there, we hope that you will be able to watch this on TV again. We're not sure how the sound came in from way over here, but Calvin was back there. And the lights behind you, have to be careful. We can't control the lights, so maybe some of those...
It's too nice a day.
It's too nice of a day. Because you'll have something to say about that tonight, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, listen, thanks very much, Tom. It's been a pleasure meeting you. You're as nice off camera, but on this camera as you are when we watch you on TV. And we seem like we know you, yet we don't, but we're getting that way, right, Lisa?
That's right.
And thank you very much again for coming.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Okay, right. Bob Venn, Calvin Castine with What's Going On Here. We're at St. Mary's School with Tom Messner and the principal, Lisa Durkin. Thanks for watching Hometown.